break with me today. I'm Jocelyn Giangrande, your career expert, mentor, and coach. It's been a while since the last time we connected and a lot has happened. But today I want to talk about LinkedIn because so many people reach out to me about how to use it more effectively. Now, many of you probably heard the cliche that, of 6 degrees of separation, but actually with social media, they're saying it's down to 2 to 3 degrees of separation, which means you're only 2 to 3 people away from anyone you want to meet. So today our sandwich report is going to be 5 ways that you can get more out of LinkedIn. When it comes to LinkedIn, the first sin is not being on LinkedIn, especially if you're a career or business professional. But it's the second sin that I see most people committing that definitely gets in the way of them getting the most out of it. And that sin is not having a photo. Okay, now let's talk about this photo thing. So when it comes to a photo, it is so critical to have one. I tell you, still to this day, it baffles me that I get requests from these faceless individuals, and nobody wants to connect, hire, or engage with the unknown. And when you send a connection request without a photo, that's exactly what you are. You're an unknown. So make sure that you have a photo. Now, when it comes to a photo, you don't need a professional photo. I actually had my son use my camera phone to take mine. But what you want is to make sure that that photo portrays the work that you do or the work that you aspire to do. And that is very, very important. The next step to getting the most out of LinkedIn is having an eye-catching tagline. When I'm talking about your tagline, what I really am referring to is what LinkedIn calls your professional headline. It's the line that comes underneath your name on LinkedIn. And this is your mini commercial. So therefore I say don't be bashful here. If you're an expert, call yourself an expert. If you're experienced or exceptional, mention that in your tagline. Because the key about your tagline or your professional headline is what captures people and entices them to read further deeply into their profile. So therefore it has to capture their attention. And the great thing about LinkedIn is that it allows you to look at what other headlines people are using in your industry. And I actually did that when I created my headline. Now, some things that I've seen people use that tagline or headline for is to say that they're looking for an opportunity, or sometimes I even seen people put their phone number there. In my opinion, that doesn't do anything that makes a person want to look further into your profile, because if you're looking for an opportunity, they have no idea what you're about. They have no idea what you've accomplished. They have no idea about your experience or expertise. So capture them in that headline and you'll get more out of LinkedIn. Now, the next step to getting the most out of LinkedIn is actually beefing up your profile. And when I mean profile, I mean your full-length profile. Okay, so when it comes to your full-length profile, what I see is people not using that full space. The great thing is that LinkedIn gives you a lot of space to brag about what you do, who you do it for, your successes, and why you're passionate about it. So use all of this space. So your full profile should actually be where you put like your bio, and it should include what you do, your expertise, your successes and accomplishments, but your credentials as well. So those credentials can include your education, your community involvement, but also you want to make sure you capture your passion, and that could be included in why you do what you do. The thing that I want to add about beefing up your profile is to make sure that you're including your past. And what I find is that most people focus on their present, but include your past as well. Past credentials, past education, past training, past employers. Go back to your past, particularly if it leads to showing that you are truly experienced, exceptional, or an expert in your field. So remember, beef up that profile, complete it 100%, and you'll get more out of LinkedIn. Okay, the next step to getting the most out of LinkedIn is actually using keywords throughout your profile. Now, when it comes to using keywords in your profile, most people know that that's important. But let me tell you the reason why you want to make sure that you do have keywords is because when recruiters are looking for talent, or when people are looking to hire business services, they use keyword searches to find you. So therefore, you want to make sure that you're using keywords that will help you get found. So making sure that you know what those keywords are critical. And the best way to do it, and the way that I did, was actually looking at people who are doing exactly what I do or what I wanted to do, and look at what keywords they're using. I also looked at what recruiters were using in their job postings and making sure that I use the same words sprinkled throughout my profile. So what you want to do is make sure that you have those keywords in your profile so that you can be found, and that will definitely help you get more out of LinkedIn. Okay, next, and the last step to getting the most out of LinkedIn is to update often and participate. So when it comes to updating often and participating, let me just share a few thoughts. So let's talk about updating first. Now, a lot of people ask me, how often should I update? Now, you can make that decision yourself, but I would say at least once a day, and if you can't do that, at least a few times a week. So then the next question always is, what should I put in my updates? Well, it depends, but what I would say is to share information, resources, and tools. That is always a great way to stay connected to your connections and to stay relevant. The second thing to use in your updates is to let people know what you're working on. Let people know where you're going or where you've been or any of your accomplishments or recognitions. That also leads to beefing up your credibility as an expert. Now, when we're talking about participation, I always say participate. The thing about social media is not a passive medium. It actually means you still have to get involved. So if you think about it, if you went to a networking event and you didn't talk to anyone, you would not probably get any connections or any potential business leads. The same thing is true with LinkedIn. So participation, and the great way to do that would be to join relevant groups. And I like to join groups that are relevant to the work that I do or things that I'm passionate about. But not only do I join the group, I participate in the discussions, and that also positions you as an expert or someone who's experienced. But most importantly, it allows you to contribute and to share information, knowledge, resources, and tools to your network, and that'll keep you relevant, but most importantly, help you get the most out of LinkedIn. Okay, ladies, that's it for our coffee break today. And remember, if you want to get more out of LinkedIn, be sure to include your photo, have an eye-catching professional headline, beef up that profile, use your keywords throughout the profile, and then lastly, update and participate, and you will get more out of LinkedIn. So until next time, I'm Jocelyn Giangrande, your coach, mentor, and friend. This is Jocelyn Giangrande, career expert and professional coach, and the founder of Sachet LLC. Allow me to provide a fresh perspective to your career development with my new book titled, What's in Your Sandwich? 10 Surefire Ingredients for Career Success. Through career guidance, training, and coaching, I've helped hundreds of professionals launch careers, transition into new fields, or turn their passions into businesses. So how do you plan for career success? Well, What's in Your Sandwich highlights 10 key ingredients which are critical to your career. This book will help you assess where you are and where you want to go. If you'd like to learn more and witness testimonials, please join my website at jocelyngiangrande.com and unlock your potential today. And be sure to stay up to date with the current news by liking me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter.